There is no will but God's. 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 All right, join me. There is no will but God's. 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 Feel it deeper. There is no will but God's. 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 I am at peace, nothing disturbs me. My will is God's. I am at peace, nothing disturbs me. I'm one with God. Here we go again. There is no will but God's. 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 But God's. Beautiful. You know, that might be the most welcomed news in the whole universe. There's only one will. There is no will but God's. Instead of what we choose to usually believe, which is we all have our own will, we all have our own truth. You know, when people say that, everyone has their own truth. That's like the opposite of this idea. There's only one truth, right? There's only one will. And that's the will of the only thing that exists. And that's ultimately where this leads. There can only be one will because there's only one thing that truly exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So when we realize that in the deepest part of who we are, that's freedom. That's total freedom, because anything we do is in alignment with that will. Anything that happens is in alignment with that will. We look out at the world today and we see so much discord and so much confusion. To know that that's in alignment with God's will. Well, how is that possible? All we know is that everything is conspiring to my awakening. Everything is conspiring to remind me of who I am. And if I can realize that there's only one will and it's God's, then I can surrender, I can release, I can relax into that. And then I don't have to pay attention to what's going out here, because the kingdom of God is within. So the more I fall back into that, the more I feel that will. Does that make sense? I love the lesson. Let me just read a tiny bit. It says, the idea for today can be regarded as the central thought to which all our exercises are directed. There is no will but God's. God's is the only will. When you have recognized this, you have recognized that your will is God's. The belief that conflict is possible has gone. Well, that's a good one. The belief that conflict is even possible has disappeared, is gone. Peace has replaced the strange idea that you are torn by conflicting goals. I love when he says things like that. The strange idea, completely incomprehensible. The idea of conflicting goals. Conflicting goals can only come from the idea that there's more than one will, that we all have a separate will somehow, and that's chaos. We wonder why the world is so chaotic. That's why, because of this idea, which is not true, that we all have our own will. Now, we seem to have our own will. We seem in this world of illusions to be all going in different directions. But this is so small. I mean, when you realize how small this is, and that this isn't what's real, it's like, you know, a little anthill imagining that it's the world. That's literally what perception is. It's so tiny that to the Christ mind it's incomprehensible. So the idea that there could be more than one thing going on here, and that we're all just in our imagination running around an anthill. And when you realize, and that's really the first thing that you do realize when you pop into whole-mindedness, how small this is, how nothing it is. I thought it was everything. I thought it was so huge. And now I realize there is no will but God's. I'm just going to surrender into that. There is a great peace in today's idea. Do you feel that peace? And the exercises for today are directed towards finding it. The idea itself is wholly true. Therefore, it cannot give rise to illusions. Without illusions, conflict is impossible. So when we realize that there is no will but God's, there is no possibility of illusions, and therefore there is no possibility of conflict. That's the solution. Like the Course says, I think over and over, there's only one problem and there's only one solution. The problem is you think you're separate from God. You think you have a conflicting will, and you're wrong. That's the solution. Once again, this is the best being wrong that there could possibly be. Because that means that the whole world you imagine to be true is disappearing right now. And as you just relax into that disappearance of the universe, guess where you find yourself? In heaven, which you never left, except in your imagination. So let's sing this one more time. There is no will but God's. And really feel it as deeply as we can. You ready? Go ahead and join me. There is no will but God's. 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 Really let me have it now. There is no will but God's. There is no will but God's. There is no will but God's. There is no will